Hey, what's going on, everybody? Knowledge here. Recently, I'm sure everyone's heard the actor, comedian Robin Williams passed away, or people are saying that it was a suicide death. But before I get into my video, I want to say rest in peace to him. I wasn't really a huge fan of him. Probably the most memorable movie he was in that I saw was Jack, and I thought that movie was it was cleverly written, and it was a pretty cool movie. But rest in peace to Robin Williams, and my condolences go out to his family and friends. But what I really want to talk about is ever since the passing of Robin Williams happened, everybody's been coming out sending their condolences, and you've had certain political figures like President Barack Obama come out and express his condolence, and actors, and etc. etc. And a lot of black people are outraged that President Barack Obama, took to the media ASAP to send his condolences out to Robin Williams, when we have murders like Mike Brown that just popped off right now with the police department, and you have past senseless murders like Trayvon Martin, an unarmed teenager that was gunned down. So a lot of black people are outraged about this because they're looking at like, well, why is it that you can come out ASAP and talk about Robin Williams, but when it comes to things that are going on that's affecting the black community, he takes his precious time and he never speaks on anything. And if he does, they like to use terms like black on black crime, or he barely came out and said anything towards the Trayvon Martin. It took months before he even spoke on that. So a lot of black people looking at that like, damn, you can come out and speak on Robin Williams, a death of an entertainer, but issues that are really going on in our communities, you don't say anything about. And when I heard about all this, my first thought was, when has anybody, any political figure, gave a damn about black folks? And I wrote something on Facebook for you guys that follow me on there, and I wrote that since the beginning of time in America, a black life has not been worth anything. It's worth something to some people within the black community, but towards America in general, there's less, I would say, condonance, there's less sympathy for a black life. So when we have political figures like President Barack Obama, you guys have to realize that he is working for people who don't have a great interest in the things that are going on within the black community, like police brutality, the stop and frisk thing that's going on, how black men especially are being targeted for the prison industrial complex. He is under the same establishment of the people that's trying to keep us as a permanent underclass. So you can't really expect President Barack Obama to come out and speak towards our issues. And I've been saying this since the beginning of time. This guy's been in office almost 8 years now, and he hasn't addressed any of our issues. And I think part of the problem as to why a lot of our issues don't get addressed is not because he's a black man and he doesn't want to speak on our issues. I think part of it is that when we voted this man to office, especially that first term, we didn't create a black agenda. We basically jumped on this guy's coattail and we put him in office simply because we wanted to make history, and he was a black man. We wanted to see a black man run this country. And I think that was the main focus of why we wanted to put him in office. And then looking at, the 8 years before that, we had an asshole, that wasn't too educated, that basically screwed the whole country up. And that man was George Bush. So it was like everybody, I think Republicans and Democrats were looking for a change. But black people, our mistake was that we didn't create a black agenda. We didn't create one the second term. So we can't expect this guy, being that he's not somebody that grew up here in America, being that he is under the same establishment of people that really can care less about the issues that we have in our community, we can't really expect him to do too much. And when he does speak to the black community, is more or less coming from a lecture. You know, it's coming from, oh, well, you Negroes need to do this. You Negroes need to, you know, stop complaining or pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You know, it's always like I would say, a less concern and less sympathy for the issues that the black community deal with day in and day out in this country. But basically what I said on Facebook in my post and what I'm trying to say in this video is that we collectively need to come together and start putting our foots down a lot of this. You know, we have to group together. We have to stop talking about things on social media or, you know, in barbershops or beauty salons about the issues that we deal with. Or when we get a little bit of justice, we say that's it. We throw everything to the side. We have to start coming together and grouping and really start making change. And like I've said before in previous my videos, I'm not somebody who comes out here and just you know, makes videos or talk out the side of my ass. You know, I'm somebody that I go to civil council meetings. I've been in the faces of police chiefs out here in LA. You know, I invest into black businesses. I control my dollar. I'm speaking at schools to try to educate our youth. I'm somebody out here that's actually trying to make a change in the streets. And I think that we need more people out here that are like-minded, that want to make change, want to create change, and want to progress our people to the next level. We need people to come out here and unify and actually get in these streets to do work. And nothing is wrong with spreading knowledge and, you know, coming out here and speaking to each other. Because I think that before we put things into action, we need to speak about things, we need to converse things. We're not going to always agree on everything, but we need to have a unified place where we're able to speak to each other and share ideas. And one of those places are, you know, social media and YouTube and etc., etc. But my whole thing is that I think we need to start taking action. You know, looking at the whole Trayvon Martin thing, you rarely hear people even really talk about that now. And a lot of people jumped on that as a trend. You have people who, you know, don't give a damn about the black community, but what they'll do is for brownie points or to seem like they actually care about the community, they'll hop on trends when everybody else jumps on it, like the Trayvon Martin thing. You know, they feel like they can get an opportunity to go out here and tear up the streets or whatever, maybe get a free TV or a pair of gym shoes. They'll go out there and do, not because they want to make a statement, but because they're opportunists. They want to earn brownie points. So it's important that we learn how to identify those who are really down for the cause and those who are just there for show. You know, and you know, even with my black women out here, you know, and I've said this before in previous videos, I think we need more black women coming out here speaking on these issues. You know, I think we have a lot of black women out here who have voices and have the intellect, but it seems like a lot of our women just want to talk about hair. And I understand that, you know, we do what we want on our channel, but I think it's important that we do take a step back, take time out of our day, you know, after doing 10 videos on makeup and hair and all that other bullshit that really don't mean nothing. Take the time out of your day to try to educate somebody, to try to spark some type of ambition in our community. Like I said before, you know, when that Paul Walker thing popped off and, you know, he had his tragic accident, we had black women come out the woodwork, you know, I mean, praising this guy. Oh, I send my condolences and blah, blah, blah. I mean, really on this guy's nutsack. And I'm not saying nothing was wrong with sending your condolences out, but a lot of you guys forgot this guy was trying to marry a 16-year-old girl. Okay, but everybody threw that to the side. But when it comes to issues that directly concern you, directly affect you, and can affect your son or your daughter, a lot of people don't step up. Everybody's on a hush-hush. So I just want to come out here and make that video, not to preach to anybody, but to spark minds, to come out here and really try to get people to come together and start doing things within their community. Because I think, you know, it's 2014, we're creeping up on 2015. It's time that we start taking action. It's time that we stop talking and we get out here in these streets and we get out in front of these people's faces and create change. Because if we don't, it's going to be another Mike Brown. It's going to be another Jordan Davis, another Trayvon Martin. another Rashida McBride. So it's time that, you know, we stop talking and we get out here and we stop, you know, looking for these type of cats right here that really can care less, or basically a puppet for white supremacists. Time that we stop looking for people like this to speak for us, because this guy's proven damn near almost 8 years now that he will not speak on our issues. And when he does, it's a lecture. But I'm out. Let's unify.